And now, on with the show.
Hey,
what up, y'all?
Hey, guys! Thank you for coming to the show. This is the Off the Record podcast. We are joined in the studio with RomeXxis. Guys,
Yes,
thank you for
indeed.
coming.
That's right.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It's awesome to be here.
Thank you.
good
Thank
to be
you.
here.
So, just want to go around the table and introduce yourselves. What do you do? What do you play?
I'm Russell. I play the bass. I try to most days. Been with them for about a year so far. It's a little over a year. It's been a blast.
I'm Steven, and I sing and play rhythm guitar.
I guess I also sing too.
Yeah,
Little
Russell
bit.
sings
I
too.
try everything.
He does a
I'm
good
gonna
job.
try it all.
I am Stacy. I play drums. Been with them almost 4 years.
Yep,
Getting close. Yeah, been having a blast with it.
it's been a journey.
It has been a journey.
And I'm Fabulous John. I play lead guitar and I dance. And I've been with RomeXxis for about going on 3-4 months now, and it's been a fantastic experience. I've been a fan of these guys for a long time, and I'm so proud and honored to be with them and be here.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's just been awesome.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, this guy is fucking chipper right here.
Yeah, I like potato chips. Yeah.
All right, so real quick out there in chat land, as always, audio check. Tell us how we're sounding. I probably sound way off because I'm sitting away from the microphone. I didn't run 4 channels. If you notice, we're missing Jade. She's a little under the weather, so feel better soon, Jade, because we need you. I don't like being on this side of the whole thing, so I like my little desk over there. I kind of miss it. But yeah, here we go.
All right.
All right.
You mentioned that you dance. What kind of?
Well, whenever it starts getting really raunchy, we got this one song, and it's called Dope. It's called Devil Pedophile, and it is so amazingly awesome, and I just get into it and just really go, the head starts going. We've got videos of some of our music when we are, how do you say, in the band room
Practice.
and practice, and this has been
We do that
incredible,
from time to time.
Now, do you guys put that up on YouTube or anything like that?
Facebook mostly.
Not really yet. I mean, we share it kind of amongst each other. It's more, just kind of see how we're doing from a third person perspective, how we sound, which always sounds like shit through a cell phone. So,
Oh, yeah.
but you can still use it to kind of say, what could go here? What can I change differently? Where did I mess up? So,
Definitely
I mean, it's all out there. None of it's really advertised. You go, if you follow us on our various YouTubes and Facebooks, you'll see all kinds of videos that we just post, and just for fun. We don't really have the biggest social presence, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I noticed.
Some we need to work on.
I was like, who is it? Who is in the band?
We're the biggest little band in Cairo.
Cairo, Georgia.
That's right, Cairo, Georgia. Even though I'm from Thomasville, but I'm proud to be from South Georgia. I love it.
Good.
So,
Yeah, I was looking through and I saw a video of Ace, and I was like, oh, there's one I know. I know that guy. Let me hit him up.
So how did you guys form? Like how did it all come together?
Well,
hell of a story.
from the beginning,
All the
This
way.
man.
Let's hear it.
this man right here.
I'm
is
going to
the
tell you what
master,
happened, man.
He's the only one
it's funny
that's
that
there
you-
for also.
The creator.
It's funny that you should say that, man, because not only have people asked that before about, how did it get started, where did it come from, but the name of our band, RomeXxis. And a lot of people are
That's
like,
on my list.
okay,
Yep.
we want to know what is that.
Yep.
So here's the deal, man. I was working in Panama City at a shipyard, right? and I'm doing some work up there, and it ends up that I get a crowbar through my face, right up under here. I got a scar all the way across there. All right. So I had 4 surgeries, and my whole jaw was built out of titanium. So before that, man, I was a real screamer back in the 90s. Damn. So it changed me to this grunge core style of singer that I do now. But the thing is that on the top of that x-ray, it said RomeXxis up there, but it was spelled different. It had 1 X and 2 S's. And I asked the plastic surgeon at the time, I said, man, what does that mean? And of course, he's being sarcastic, and he's like, son, that means to put your ass back together again. I'm like, whoa, I like that, man. So I kept it, and I added an X on it and took an S off. So there's awesome. RomeXxis. So that's where it come from. That name's on the x-ray of my jaw. It's at the band room now. So we got a little money from the accident and bought some property in Cairo. And as soon as I got there, I'm looking for a drummer. And the first name I heard was this cat over here, Mr. Stacy. I went and found him.
He did. I was working at a local hardware store. And he walks in. He's like, hey, are you Stacy? I'm like, okay.
Who's asking?
Yeah. And then he told me a little bit. You know, he was a musician. I was like, okay, he's probably good. I'll talk to him. And the rest was history.
Yep. We everything. It took a long time for us to even do any cover tune. For years, it was strictly nothing but write it. Yeah. All originals. I started giving into the covers because please the crowd. Yeah.
Yep.
Which it hasn't been so much about the money for most of us in this band now. Stacy now, he's the money maker. He's a real hybrid musician, bass, guitar, freaking pedal steel, singing, you name it, he plays whatever.
That pedal steel will make you push.
He's damn good at it too.
He can kick everybody off their instrument.
Yeah, he can kick everybody off their instrument. But I was like, damn, I'll tell you when
there was a lead part that I had to show you.
Absolutely, he showed me a lead. I was having, I'm new to this band, and I'm having to redo like my sound and my style, and I was having trouble on some lead work, and I very rarely get mad unless I stub my toe or something like that. But it's like this man right here, he showed me the lead right away, and I just like, man. So I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to be shown than to stumble through 100 times and figure it out for sure.
And only been in it for 3-4 months now, and it's just.
Has it been that long? I don't even think it's been that long. You played one show with that show back in Sylvia's was pretty much like a fill-in type thing.
Yeah. I did 2 songs that night over at Sylvia's Bar. Hey, Sylvia! Yeah, we represent Sylvia's Bar. I love them. They're out of Pelham, Georgia, and we have a blast, man. And I did 2 songs with them. I did Unsung by Helmet, and then
nice.
Yes, it's our style. You know, when we do a cover, it's in our style. And we also had this one song called Fear the Man, which I was a huge fan of for years and years before even joining the band. And doing that was just like, just like in your face. This is an amazing experience. Even just doing 2 songs was just incredible. Now we're fixing to do this big thing in Tallahassee, the Barbecue, March 12th at... That's right. What's the time?
No.
What's the time? And you know the thing. Be there or be square.
Warrior on the River.
The Warrior on the River. And it's going to be amazing. So.
You know, it's kind of funny how that happened too, man. I mean, we played there last year. So we kind of felt like, okay, we come in and made a statement. We did a good job, we thought. We were told we did. You know, Jason was happy.
Absolutely.
And then this year, you know, it was getting close to the barbecue, and I was getting up with Jason a little earlier in the year. I said, hey, man, don't forget about us. And he's like, okay, yeah, man, no problem. So a few weeks ago, Jason got on Facebook, and he's like, hey, man, I broke down with my dogs, man. Could somebody come help me out? And I kept looking at it, and nobody was replying. I said, well, shit. So I said, hey, man, where you at? I'll come get you. So I went and picked Jason up, man, from it was a pretty good ways from my house, but I went and got him, man, and took him to Tallahassee with his dogs, man. And he's like, you know what? So here we are. So Jason is a man of his word, and we love you.
Yeah, that's right. Amen, brother. And that's how we are. We're like a family, man. We help each other out. You know, whatever you got going on, just let us know. If one of us is available, no problem.
So you guys actually get along then?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I think the only drama that we've ever had. I think might have been with one member, but I don't know.
And that's why we have a new member.
And that's why he's no longer around.
That's
Yep.
You guys know how that works.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of that,
It's life.
yeah, man, we operate like a family.
We do.
I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's closest thing to it that you could get.
Never met a perfect family.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
You know, we all got our things and all, but we just get over and just kind of keep on keeping on, brother.
You ain't got a choice.
Amen.
I've kind of got the RomeXxis name labeled for the locals, that follow us or hang out with us or anything. We're kind of like a black sheep cathedral is what I like to kind of label it as, because it's a lot of the misfits. You know what I mean?
Right.
People that they're kicked in the dirt, man. Bad luck. You know what I'm saying? We kind of cater to those kind of people, man. It's like they feel us, we feel them, we're good.
That's how we roll.
So should we take a moment to
Yeah,
look at our
yeah,
chats here?
let's hit
We got
some
a
of
whole
these
whole
Okay.
chat thing going on
Yeah.
up here.
Chat's blowing up. Hold
Yep.
on, I gotta find the cursor. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Screen 3.
Adonica Nix. Oh, I see that.
All right.
I met that lady before. Real quick.
Robert Knowles.
Oh,
hey,
she's
Robert,
fine.
What up? What up? How you doing? Tammy says, "What's up?"
Thank y'all all
There she
for
is. There
watching.
she is. She's alive in the chat. Jade.
Yep.
With us
We
some
got Robert
fingers.
saying better. We got some hearts from Tammy. Says she's drowning. She says, "Thank you, Robert. I'm downing vitamins like it's
Yeah,
candy."
I'm
Drowning in vitamins.
Drowning in
I was gonna
vitamins.
say, she's pretty tough if she's drowning and texting at the same time.
Hola, Jessica. What Ace, maybe you can tell us about that.
Okay, Stephanie, that is my longtime fiance. I've been trying to get her to marry me for years, and she just won't commit yet.
Yep.
It's love, though. It's pure love.
Jade says there was one song I listened to a lot. It was Cracker on
Yes.
That's a fun one.
That's,
yes.
That's really
That's our latest release.
I
believe.
wrote that song. That's really, some of it is kind of anti-government, don't control me type song.
Absolutely.
That's how we are.
But, we try to keep that out of it. But it happens.
Yeah, we're very pro First Amendment, pro Second Amendment, pro Third, Fourth, Fifth,
And all the ones
you know?
after that.
That's right.
I tell you,
I just stay off of politics.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, we'll stay off of that. We really don't never mix that with the band at all.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
I like to keep people thinking.
The way I look at that too,
I'm a
also
liberal
is like,
conservative.
okay, so we'll just say for simplicity, we'll split the country right down the middle. Most people go either this way or this way. I mean, and it's probably about half and half. And when an artist goes political, you're going to piss off one of those sides. You got more of a chance of having a larger following if you just stay out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amen.
That's my
Absolutely.
philosophy.
That's all right.
Well,
That's
that's
too, because we bring them together. We bring
That's
people
a
together.
heartstring topic, too.
Rebuild them
Yeah,
together.
So,
Samantha says, "Looks great tonight. Welcome, RomeXxis. Can't wait to hear y'all at the barbecue."
yeah.
Can't wait to see
Alright.
it.
Can't wait to be there. I'm
Thank
looking
you,
forward
Samantha,
to
for
it.
being on YouTube. Oh, look at this. Paul Johns,
Paul.
what up, y'all? Hey, I got a quick funny
Hey.
story. So I'm at work, and my drummer Chuck comes up. And he's like, "Hey, man, I got this for you." And I said, "What is it?" I don't know. Let me see if I can. Bring it up here. Hang on this. It says Jeremy Taylor from the Dog. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? He went to Salty Dog, and Paul sent me back a pickle.
What?
So thank you, Paul, for the pickle.
Woohoo!
I'm sure it's amazing. I haven't had it yet.
He brought you a pickle.
Pickles and whiskey, right?
That's special.
Are good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, pickle juice is good for a hangover, right?
That's right.
The guys we had on last, they were talking about whiskey and pickle juice. Actually, they had a song called Whiskey and Pickle Juice.
Whiskey and pickle juice.
Whiskey and Pickle Juice.
Pickle juice makes you feel better. There's something about it. 'Cause you ever seen Swamp People? Whenever the little guy, young guy, he was feeling really sick and he drank pickle juice so he could finish out the hunt.
Yep.
So I was like, wow, that's true.
It's the brine, man.
Yeah.
It's the brine. I love pickles. I love pickle juice.
Same.
And I love whiskey, too. I haven't tried
Both of them
I haven't tried them together yet.
It seems weird, but it may actually go together.
Well, I mean,
know.
I like tomatoes and I like beer, but fuck a Cleveland.
This Clamatas, I fucking hate.
Clamatas,
Yeah.
Cleveland, whatever.
Yeah.
You ever had pickled okra?
Clamatas.
Yes.
I love me some pickled okra.
Yeah,
man.
right.
Yeah.
You country.
I love okra, man.
No.
And I got to it where I don't even care for it fried no more. I just like a pickle, just regular at the thing, you know.
Oh, yes. Fried okra's awesome.
Rob, I want to tell you a crazy experience that
Please.
we had with the band. So we're playing in Pelham at this place called Sylvia's.
Oh.
And yes, we love Sylvia's. This is just one of them. We're going to get to you, Stacy. Stacy's got many. So we're playing at Sylvia's, right? So we're playing with this band, and we're all in there having a good time, and the band's playing, and they've played now. So they've taken all their stuff off the stage. I'm running back and forth to the car outside to get our stuff, and everybody's in there loading up. We're just about ready to play, right? Next thing we know, there's a bunch of screaming and stuff, and Stephen and Donica got hit. So a lot of the females around there are picking up beer bottles. They're like, what? Who hit Adonica? You know, that's my wife.
Right.
And they're like, no, we mean she got hit by your car. I'm like, what? So, yeah, man, some teenagers, while my key was still in the car, went out there into my car and was backing up in my car, stealing it. And my wife thought it was me or didn't know what was going on. So she runs out there thinking like, Steve, and then realizes it's being stolen.
Right.
So she's opening the back door, telling them to stop. And they kick the damn gas and catch her between the door and roll her all in the highway out there, man. So here comes the ambulance, cops, all the bar people are out there. Everybody's hauling ass in trucks looking for them. And I'm on the way to the hospital.
Right.
But
wow.
the thing that was funny to me, this is a dedicated musician right here. After
Oh,
all
no,
this-
don't say this.
Did you go back and play your set?
I wasn't in the band at this time.
We had to talk about it.
Like, so tell me, guys, like, do y'all still want to play?
Right. You kind of have to have that conversation. Are we done or are we good? Where are we at?
Man, I was trying to be nice to the guys. I felt bad, but I got to get up in there and go, man.
I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
business.
your wife is in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Go with her, man.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I know she's probably listening too, and she knows as well as I do. She's pretty nuts. I love her to death, though. But she chased down a
Lord
moving
help
car.
them motherfuckers if she would have made it in that car, though.
Yeah, she's something else.
So,
We ain't forgot. We're
Eyeballs
going to
and
find out who they
testicles.
are, you know.
one of the comments Jade made, bring that up for me, please.
Big one?
Yeah, the big one. A little bit of a paragraph from Jade. My other favorite song was Headless Lies, with that bass riff starting off in the song. And then the guitarist came in, and then everything hits you hard when the vocals come in. I was rocking out while cleaning my house, and my teenager came out and was like, came out of his cave to see who I was listening to. That's awesome.
Hey, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, man.
Bring them towards us, not
Headless
away.
Yeah.
So that just kind of segues in. You guys have this sound. I guess you call it grunge metal. Whatever word you want to use for it. What are your inspirations? All of you.
Wow.
Me, well, when I came in, after 5-6 years into the project, so a lot of it was adapting to them. But anytime I write something myself, it always typically has a prog feel to it.
Definitely.
Like
Tool, maybe?
yeah, Tool.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
No Justin Chancellor by any means. I could just kind of sound like him a little bit. But Deftones. When I first started playing bass, I learned a lot of the
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, a lot of the first album. Was that was self-titled? Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, I think it
Adrenaline,
was.
yeah. Adrenaline, then Around the Fur. Played a lot of Deftones. I really dove off in that Rocksmith game for a little while on the
Yeah.
bass. I learned a lot of those. That's where I learned Backcountry. So I learned Backcountry was from Rocksmith game.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a fun one to play
Yes.
for sure.
Definitely a hard one to play.
Chevelle, I like. They're a 3-piece, and half of that band is the bass, so that's a fun one
You
to
wouldn't
play
know
with.
that's a 3-piece. Listen to
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that Royal Blood band. Like you wouldn't know it's a 2-piece with a bassist and a drummer.
They're badass.
Yeah. Enjoyed them too. Haven't really tried to tackle any of their songs though. Like, stay away from that sound. I know he splits his signal, I believe.
Yeah, it runs an octavator.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a pretty cool guy. But yeah, I mean, I know one thing. I got to one point where I was always like kind of a hobby bass player, guitar player, just sitting around at the house and looked at it. I was like, man, I'm either going to go try to actually play music or not. And then I wound up getting with Chris Morant for a minute in Slack Jaw before we fell off. And then I got with another band. We did a good year or so. Enlightened Heads. It's like a rap rock group. That's where I played. The first barbecue I played at was with them. And then that didn't work out. And they just, man, it's like, that was what, like, the shining light for me, man, is as soon as this band stopped working out, it's like, they need a fucking bassist. And I'm kind of like, almost right in there with their style of music. And it's like, man, yeah, sure. Jump right on here. Didn't skip a beat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We rolled out the red carpet for him. Mine, man, my all-time forever is Iron Maiden. Period.
Yes.
I am an Iron Maiden freak. And then I would think some of the ballady kind of sounding stuff we do in our music, man, is Journey. I like Journey.
Damn.
I like the Doobie Brothers. Hell, I like ABBA. I like Fleetwood Mac. I like some of the softer ballady type bands, but in metal, man, it's definitely Iron Maiden and Alice in Chains all day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Godsmack.
Godsmack.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Megadeth. Yep.
Clutch. I like Clutch too.
Go ahead, bro.
Clutch and
All right. For me, I mean, I got back to my first band, Shredder. I know you remember. We were very heavily influenced by Metallica, Megadeth, Pantera, Slayer, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I started out on, especially when I was getting into playing metal. Maiden, love Maiden. Got to see them live actually in 2019 on my birthday. That was pretty epic.
That's awesome.
Stacey, can I see your shirt there?
Oh yeah, Metallica.
Yeah. they come up a time or two.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
we did a fun little trilogy with what, 2 Metallicas and Iron Maiden.
Yeah. We got a song we mixed up. It's a combination of 2 Metallica songs and a Megadeth song in one.
Which ones? I'm just curious.
We go from For Whom the Bell Tolls.
No, it started out with Symphony of Destruction.
Yeah, Symphony of Destruction into For Whom the Bell Tolls and the Fade to Black.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's a fun one. Play about 9 minutes. Not only because we only play like the second half.
Jesus Christ.
We do have a song called No More Lies that's about 7.5 minutes. Bars.
Yeah, that one hasn't found its way to the recording studio yet. We got to work on that.
Yeah, it's time for that one.
I kind of dig the longer songs.
Yeah.
The radio, you want to keep it to 3 to 4 minutes, but there's nothing like a long epic jam.
Oh yeah.
10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Justice for All. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I love
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's only 9 songs on the album. I've got the vinyl album, and I mean, there's a reason why it came on 2 discs.
Right.
And that was all they could fit. Well, on
absolute
2 discs.
favorite Metallica album that I love. That's like my favorite Metallica.
Justice.
And Justice for All.
Nice.
Dude.
Mine's Saint Anger. No.
They tried,
No, they didn't. They tried to piss us off.
I honestly was wondering if Lars had gotten an endorsement with Rubbermaid on that one.
Well, I think I was only like 13 when that came out, so it really didn't bother me that much.
So, Ace, what are your inspirations?
I'm influenced by all kind of music. I love everything from the classic to AC/DC, Metallica, but I also love like a lot of the underground music. That's where the scene is. That's where the really good music, the heart and soul is. I listen to a lot of underground punk music. I know the Misfits, Genocide Superstars, Bad Brains.
Bad Brains.
Yeah. Oh, Black Flag, but I'm also influenced by Korn because I have a 7-string. Just I got Typo Negative. I listen to it all. I even listen to EDM, electronic house music. You know, I listen to. Yeah, I can sit on. I'm sitting right here. I like it. No. I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, I listen to music in Spanish because I'm half Puerto Rican, so it's like that's going to be a thing. And I like all kind of music, and there's something beautiful out there. But I always say, and that's why I love YouTube because you can find any kind of music anywhere
and go down the fucking rabbit hole.
I
am way too guilty of not
going,
getting away from mainstream music enough. I'm way too guilty.
And before you know it, you've been sitting in bed for 3 fucking hours, on your phone watching YouTube.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God, yeah. I tell you,
listening to robots fuck.
Right.
Yeah, the underground scene. I don't care what genre you say you're in. If you're starting out, if you're underground, I'd love to come and listen to it.
You mentioned EDM. I'm also a really big fan of electronic music.
Yes.
It gets a lot of flack, especially I think dubstep is like electronic metal.
Right.
In my opinion, it's got the groove and it's got the melody.
There is.
To me, dubstep's either. That's like a make it or break it type for me. It's like you see your sound, I'll fucking really dig it, or it's like, man, shit's just gives me a headache.
Every now and then it does go kind of out there. It's
Absolutely.
like, all right, let's bring it back in there a little bit.
You can mix metal and trance music together and make it sound so beautiful. Like there's this band out of Japan called Bloodstained Child.
Holy shit!
But they are just their sound is just incredible.
Bloodstained.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
Wow.
They have a weird.
That's a pretty metal. That's a metal fucking name right there.
Japan, and I just love. They have that trance sound with that rock. You gotta listen to them. I just think they're incredible.
Bloodstained Child. You heard it first.
Heard from me.
The Record Podcast.
Genocide Superstars. I like them. And I like all kind of. I even love the bands that we tour with. All the time.
Ace, what about you? Did you already go?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I can talk more on it if you want.
Interesting. I've been with Stacy and these guys a little over a year now. I've never heard the nickname Ace before.
Actually,
that's fucking badass. Why are we calling you Ace?
I used to go by that, so I'm cool with people still calling me that. Hell, let's bring it back.
Better than coaches.
Ace, man.
Come on there, coaches.
Better than fuckface.
Yeah.
Jeff told me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff from Death Sky.
That's right.
I tell you, man, I will brag on Stacy a little bit. When he first come in, I was told by a very prominent, great local musician, when he told me about Stacy, he said, that's the drummer you need for what it is you're playing. I'm like, okay. So when I first brought him over, man, and he started playing with me, I used to watch him when I was playing so we could get our timing down. Dude, he awed the shit out of me all the time, and I'd lose my spot. And I'm like, dude, I'm just turning my back to you, man. I'm done. I couldn't watch him anymore.
I'm not that good.
Man,
it was good to me.
You're the first drummer I played with that didn't rush.
Yeah.
Like every drummer I've ever played with always had that little rushing tendency to them.
Oh, man.
Well,
you have a steady fucking metronome, man.
Not to toot my own horn, but maybe I'm tooting my own horn.
Please do.
I have been called the Human Metronome.
That reminds me of when we went in and recorded our CD we just put out not too long ago. We was up there with Lee Dyson by Dosta, and he's like, well, I'm going to set Stacy up with a click. And Stacy's like, I don't think that'll be necessary. We went through the songs, every one of them in one go-around, except for the last one. The slow song.
It was the slow one that got
the slow one.
I totally just tapped the tape.
Yeah, you putting them drums down like that made us be able to play.
Yeah.
We blew through that fast, which I mean that's good and bad. We could have. You could always do better, but
he didn't use no click.
six songs in what 16 hours.
Yeah.
As far as my drums go, let's see, 6 songs.
You were first day.
The
first 8-hour day.
I just played.
Oh no, they were 10-hour days.
I just played through 5 songs, and then I think on the last one, the one that I thought would be the most simple, I think 3 takes maybe on it. But it was very quick.
That's a slow song too that my wife had actually wrote a story about a time during her life. So it was something that she wrote. And I took that, and it's called No Escape, and it's on the CD, but it's a slow song, man. It's probably the next song we'll release to Spotify and other places like that. But it's a really dark place, a dark time in her life. But when she come out with the words and I read it, I'm like, dang. So went out to the band room and ta-da, there it is. So, yeah, I like to thank her for that one. Good song.
It's a fun song, too.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a fun song.
So, we talked about what are your, what your inspirations are. What makes you passionate about playing music?
What makes me passionate about playing music? I'll tell you what, it's the reaction, man, that you get for writing your own stuff to me. I like somebody to say, hey, man, I really enjoyed that, and I felt what you just said in it, or I felt where you were coming from. You know what I mean? I've been around a lot of different topics and stuff throughout the music, man. Some of it dark, some of it good. Like, for example, right now, I've played it once, I think, at Sylvia's, but our newest song, we call it Dope. It's abbreviated that way. Yep. D.O.A.P.
Okay.
We call it Dope. But, it's not very political correct for me to say, but the real name of it is Death of a Pedophile. But let me tell you, man, it's like you go in there and you watch the news and you flick it on, and all the time you see this guy's going to jail, and this guy, and he done this to that child, and that child, and that child. And I'm like, I hate you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it come out in a song, and we call it Dope, and it's very angry.
Yeah.
It's better than going out and doing it yourself,
Yeah.
It's one of the moshing songs.
But for somebody just to come up, man, there's a song I got called Sad Eyes Follow that we played one time in Cairo, and had some folks crying in there, and that's the kind of reaction that I'm after right there.
At a show?
Seriously.
Yeah. You had people crying at a show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And so, I mean, for me, man, it's writing something that people relate to, and it's like it goes back to what I was saying earlier about catering to some of the people that's kind of down on their luck. They've been kicked to the curb or whatever. Mm-hmm. Some of those songs appeal to them. They're like, man, I get the same kind of vibe when I listen to Alice in Chains. Yes. All day long.
Definitely.
So, but that's what I get out of it, man. Just the reaction, that feeling people get from it.
You mentioned, you did this one song or these set of songs one time whenever you were recording. What is your recording process? Are you recording like the drums first? Or are you guys recording live?
Drums first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Drums first with like little scratch tracks, and then kind of use the scratch tracks to, keep us in there. And
now, are you guys writing at all in the studio, or is it one of those things where
it's all pre-written?
Very minor edits, but 99% of it's pre-wrote, ready to go. We try to this go around, and it's for me it was an experiment phase. Stacy has the most studio experience in here, and we put next time we go in there, we want to actually spin. We want to lay down, 5 tracks and then listen to them and pick out of those 5 which one sounds the best. Mm-hmm. Where last time we played it good. It sounds good on track. Let's get in here. Let's get as many songs pumped out as possible in the little time we have. And I can only imagine what we could do if we spent a whole day, a whole 10 hours on one song.
Yeah, we got a good reaction for those songs just coming out of Cairo.
And if we did that, we probably would write more because he has pedal steel a bit of skills and stuff. We've wrote a few songs. We call it metal steel. But with one of our older members, he could play a little bit of the drums too, and he would jump back on drums and he would jump on the pedal steel. We played we have a killer Cats in the Cradle cover I'd like to bring back.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Serenity,
that heavy.
Serenity with the pedal.
You got to do that. You got
Serenity. Sorry.
But
got kicked down there.
A few of our songs, man,
so was yours. Okay, bring it back.
Just to be out a little old Cairo, man, I'm proud of what we have accomplished, man, because we don't keep a manager. We don't keep nobody, just us. We decide what we do when we want to do it. And I know that's probably got its flaws in there, but just for what we've done, man. I mean, we've been on the Keep It Metal show. We've been in the top 20 countdown. Our song "Fear the Man" was #1 in that countdown for 2 weeks.
Out of Canada,
We're playing.
Out of Canada?
Our music's being reviewed around the world in
Yeah.
Russia, Germany, Canada.
That's-
We've been on the Texas airwaves, X101.5. We've had 4 songs
I
on
think
the
we have
radio so far. And that's
regular-
just the few recordings that we've done.
I think we have regular radio play in Texas.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that was regular.
Yeah, yeah.
You mentioned that you don't have a manager, you don't have any outside hands in, I suppose, for lack of better terms. During the how hands on are you during the mixing process? I mean, do you guys have like an engineer? Do you guys?
Yeah, we use a good friend of ours named John Clark out of Thomasville. He comes over and sets up the PA and does the mix for us. Yeah. And if anything comes up in there that starts acting crazy, we just call him back.
Now,
come on over, John.
Were you referring to the studio or like in the recording studio?
So during the studio, of course, you're recording. And you have a mix going there. What about post-production? Is there any mixing going on post-production?
Oh, that was all done by Lee Dice and Earth Sound Studio.
That was my confusion. I didn't know what
it was
talking about.
Yeah, gotcha.
Band sound-wise, we have a sound guy that helps us out, but I mean, we know enough to be dangerous, so. I mean, unless we really get to twist and stuff, but he's our sound guy.
I'd also want to mention that John Clark's son, Joe Clark.
He was awesome.
Man, we love Joe.
He saved our asses a few times.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yep.
We Drew.
That's right.
Yep, Drew.
Yeah.
Seen quite a few times.
Let's look at some jazz. Not trying to.
People talking about us.
Not trying. So we got.
Oh, we got something sweet here. I saw this a little earlier.
I see.
Snuggle Bear. What did Stephanie say?
Snuggle Bear.
Snuggle Bear.
Love you, babe. Just wanted to tell you that.
Oh, Paul, this is why he sent me the pickle. Good for leg cramps.
Good for leg cramps.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Jade says, "You guys are awesome. I hate that I'm not there, as I take 2 zinc and a vitamin C."
Chasing with Jack.
Help. Steph says she's walking in the Lowe's trying to get more Nate people to watch. Yes. It's tough on a Wednesday. Tough on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Cool.
We're getting there.
So, what are your favorite and least favorite parts about being musicians?
Dragging shit home at 3 a.m.
Right. We talked about earlier.
We're getting older, we ain't, 18 and 25 and all that, so it's like,
They're getting older. I'm in my prime.
Screw those guys.
to me, there's actually more perks than there is cons.
Yep.
Just being with people and just enjoying that show and just enjoying the riffs and just doing the best you can, having a good time. No worries.
I would say for me, recently had a case of this self-doubt.
Yes.
I beat myself up to the core. I can have a perfect show and it's never good enough, and that messes with me a little bit. But other than that, there's nothing else I would trade about it. Music's something everyone can't do. I can set myself apart from a lot of other people because I can do it.
Yeah, I always love somebody working with somebody who doesn't really, know much about the music scene or anything. Find out you're in a band, they're just like, what? And then they actually pull the curtain back and look like, holy shit, damn.
Telling people
That's
you're in
cool,
a band.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of fucking lame at first, but damn, that looks fun.
Being proud of your band is what counts. I can just walk up to a total stranger and just say, hey, guess what? I'm in a band. We're in a band together.
You just did that on the way here.
I did that at the convenience store. I do that. I've been doing that for years and years. And because I'm proud. I'm proud of the people I work with. I'm proud of the people who come to see us. And You know the thing.
Yeah.
That's another thing I say a lot too. So, but I don't know what else to say. I say, you know the thing.
Everybody knows it too. They know that.
Yeah.
I know somebody
remember
else
it, but
says
they
that a
know.
lot.
Yeah. And, man.
I think the hardest part for me is I got a daughter that was in the military. She was in Japan for a while. So I've got 2 other daughters that live in the house, and of course a wife of 20 years I've been married to. So full-time job, rental house that I rent out, deal with and take care of. You know, then you
2
got the
full-time
family
jobs.
life, you got the kids in music, chorus, whatever going on and everything, and then you got band practice.
Yeah.
Oh, and by
Then
the
you
way,
got play out
practice.
dates. You
Like
know,
another marriage.
juggling everything, man, is
Yeah, it definitely gets tough.
it can get tough sometimes.
I'm in the steady, like, you know, got a 5-year-old and a 9-year-old, so they don't branch out too much yet. But yeah, man, I could only imagine, you know, my 16-year-old being in band and 15-year-old being in chorus.
Well,
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be awesome.
Yeah. It's like those times where, you know, you got a really big play out that come like and you're just ready for it and the kids are up, but Dad, I wanted to go to my adventures.
Well, I can't remember what it was. There was like a dad-daughter dance or something one time, and I knew about. We done booked the show way before this comes up, and I was like, she's like, but we go to it every year. I was like,
I actually ran into that same thing. I have a funny story about this. Okay.
90% it's family over band, but you know,
yeah.
situation like that. That's what you know. That's what I love about my family. That we all sacrifice for my hobby sometimes, and you know, I have nothing but support on the back end, and that makes it 10 times easier.
But that funny story. The daddy-daughter dance. I had to go to that one year, and I was already pre-booked, and you know we worked it out. The band I was with at the time, and we had a fill-in come in, and I don't know what the issue was there, but he showed up for sound check, and after sound check, they never could find the guy for the rest of the
Holy shit.
So,
Cold.
yeah,
Probably got abducted, you know.
disappeared.
It happens nowadays, you know.
I don't know. I just always thought that was funny.
So dude just fucked off. Did
Yeah.
you ever find out what happened?
Nope, never did.
Yeah.
Yeah, abducted by aliens.
Hey, we were actually, when we were looking for our lead last time, we had a guy like that. It's like we heard him like the day of he was supposed to show up. We just quit hearing from him. Like he just,
Yeah.
what the fuck? What happened to him? Still to this day, we don't know what happened to him. I know, reached out to him, he's like, dude, are you okay? Yeah.
Maybe it's that self-doubt thing. I don't know.
It could be. I mean, for real, it could be.
Well, I've seen that throughout, you know, being in bands and trying to find a member or something. I've seen that somebody be like, oh, yeah, I'm ready. Like, bring you up to the point of thinking we're about to show up and actually try to jam together, something together, and you just fucking ghost your ass. Like, the hell? What's going on with that? You know?
Musicians can be worse than bad dates. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's like they get pumped up and then they think about all the shit that comes with it. Like, yeah, maybe I don't want to fucking be in a
It's a lot of
band.
responsibility, you know.
Gotta.
You gotta
If
have
I want
loyalty.
to start with, I might have to spend a bunch of money to get shit I
You
don't
know,
have.
while you're on the stories, man,
Yeah.
I think we should go over to Alabama for a minute.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Always
on,
have
we
a
gotta
blast.
put that out.
Ozark.
I wasn't there to see it, so I can't say nothing. So, yeah.
Like, you know how you got those moments you could redo that would be one of those.
Go ahead and tell it. They done opened that can of worms, you know.
They can close it back.
Better back. Okay, I'm gonna be zip on that, but let's just say Stacy's had his times, and what part was it?
That's a whole other thing.
Part with the key and the part with Josh's butt.
We can last part out, and you can tell the story. That actually is a great story about the room key.
So
Okay, yeah.
So we rented this motel, right? We're playing Harlow's up there in Ozark, right?
Yeah.
Ozark, Alabama. We played Harlow's. And say you want me to leave Josh Roach out of this? Sorry, Josh.
No.
Josh is staying with us at the motel. He's tagged along. He's hanging out with us.
Just stick to the key story.
Okay, the key story is that Josh and Stacy left early, and Stacy's done got pretty lit, on some Fireball.
Hey, it happened.
So it's freezing cold and raining, right? And they're walking all around the motel, and they're like, God dang it, I left my key. So Stacy left the key to his room, and he's calling me up, and I'm still at Harlow's. I'm like, okay, I'll be in a little while. So after about a good hour of him and Josh standing out there in the rain, we finally got there and let him in. Then when he goes and unloads his pockets, he's got the damn key.
We were out there in the freezing and rain, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And all I had to do was take my wallet out and look at it.
Well, see,
I've
I've had that happen recently.
Keep your blood
Cause we've been going to Universal lately. My wife won a pass, and we got other passes, and yeah, I did that one time. I left my phone and the hotel key in there, and I'm just like, God damn it! Knocking on the door, kids like, I don't know if they got their headphones on or what. Like, I guess they didn't hear. Wife's in the shower, so I'm just standing outside the hotel room waiting. Now it's like we got this lanyard for inside the park, the ticket and stuff to carry on with you. Because you got to use it to like rent lockers to ride rides and stuff. And like the only thing you take on the ride is the damn lanyard. So it's like, yeah, it's like a habit. It's like a ritual. I can't walk out the hotel room till I put my necklace on.
Yeah.
Going back there this weekend. It's gonna be a blast.
We got to find a lanyard that you're
For your
Yes.
big enough for you to fit in that he can wear.
Yeah. That's how we roll.
If I'm gonna carry him around, it needs to be a fanny pack.
Heck yeah.
Why not bring the 90s back?
I do, because even though I got scrubs, I work in home health care for geriatric patients, and I just go home to home, take care of people. And I learned, you know what, fanny pack is a good tool to keep your tools in. I keep my car keys and all kinds of blade and all that, whatnot. It's great.
Yeah, it's like your kangaroo.
That's right. It's awesome. Bless the fanny pack. That's right.
You're like a waiter's
That's
little
right.
waiter's apron that has like all the little fucking pockets on the side.
I
and
actually
shit.
recently ordered a man bag, and it's supposed to be at my door tomorrow.
Word up, brother.
Hey.
No, it's not a
Man
fanny bag.
bag.
It's like a
It's
wraparound.
a-
Oh, it's the one, the one that goes
Yeah.
around like that.
Yeah, a cat rolled up to work and he had a satchel. And man, I carry all sorts of shit on me at all
Yeah.
times. And I saw his fucking satchel. I'm like,
That's it right
that's
there.
what I need. I
Yeah.
don't want a satchel. I want
That's what
something to
I
wrap
want with these
around.
things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Let's
going to be
do
on my
it.
doorstep tomorrow.
That's right. Hopefully it's big enough to keep your piece in there too,
Exactly.
man.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I'll keep my piece in my pants.
Amen.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man, we are getting excited for that 312 date, the barbecue.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always
I'll
fun.
tell you what,
That was always a fun
just
event.
a real nice shout out there to some of them bands. I can't remember all of them off the top of my
Oh,
head, but I know
there's about 20
Core and Tragic
I'm
and
really-
Fighting Giants and Carrying Cruz and man, it's
I'm really
Oh,
excited.
and happy
about
birthday,
that
Freddie
Core,
Cash.
Man,
Yeah.
I was running with Core back in the day with my first band, and
Yeah.
I don't think it was long after that. I mean, it wasn't too long. We might have played 2 or 3 shows with them, and I think they split up, and now they're doing a reunion.
I
Yeah, I
remember
can't
seeing
wait to hear
Core
it.
so many
You can't wait
times
to
at
meet 'em, man.
Floyd's.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Like 03, 04.
I want to say it was a little bit later than that, but I want to say they they may have been the ones that got my band at the time into Floyd's.
What is Floyd's now? Isn't it
It's
something?
a dance club.
It's some club.
Fire bed?
Oh yeah.
It's a shame
It
because
ain't like it used to be, Rodon.
whatever fucking kids are in there now, they will never understand the history
Yeah.
that
Yes.
building has. Like all
Yes.
the amazing musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dime,
remember
Seven
when,
Dust, Saliva.
Yeah.
And
Deftones.
And
I got kicked out of Deftones for my shit.
Yeah.
Legion, that was one
They
thing.
had Gore up in there.
It's
Yeah.
like shit that makes your shirt pink after you wash it 3 times.
My best friend played in a band that opened for them, Several.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when Disturbed was still doing the smaller shows, and they played there.
Yep.
Then the
Yeah.
next thing I knew, they blew up. They were huge.
You
Yeah.
seen
Damage
All That
Plan.
Remains at
Yeah,
the
they were
Beta
great.
Bar when it was the Beta Bar.
Ooh, their sound was so good, and
Oh,
man,
it's
the
amazing.
Beta Bar was excellent.
For Daryl.
That's right.
Met the most gentlest of giants at that show.
Man, I'll tell you what, Chris Godwin, man, that's That guy there, I tell you, I've been watching what he's been doing over there at that Warrior on the River, man, and he's really accomplished a lot, man.
They can make a fucking documentary out of that.
It seems like I watch a lot of his struggles, man, and then I see where he's done this and done that, and these fantastic things. And dang, man, kudos to Chris Godwin, man.
Definitely.
I think he's doing an excellent, hell of a job.
Yeah.
The Warrior's kicking right along over there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of a gearhead myself whenever it comes to music, and I wanted to ask you guys, what kind of gear are you rocking? What are your guitars, amps, steel guitars?
Galleon Cougar. At the practice room, I got the RPH 410 and a CX 410, ran by the 101 amp. The old school. I think they quit making it.
Okay.
Schecter bass.
Nice.
Yeah, love that thing.
Mine is
God, you got a heavy fucking. He's got the heaviest thing in the whole band here.
I stay on a BC Rich Warlock, man.
Okay.
That's what I play on, and I'm playing through the old Crate Blue Voodoo on a carbon cabinet. And the sound that I've gotten from it, man, is like a growl. Just that drop tune growl. It is nasty. I love it, man. I love it. So I like those BC Riches, man. I do.
The bridge on it, is it sorry, my
Hardtail?
bad. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Hardtail, yeah.
Hardtail?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice.
Yep. It is.
Play Tama drums and Sabian cymbals. Yeah, it's pretty nice kit. It's kind of given to me somewhat by Steven over here.
And you got a nice damn guitar too. I just put strings on it for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't play guitar much in the band, maybe here and there, but yeah, Jackson. I got a Jackson.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it, man.
And I heard you mention the steel. I play a 1974 show, but it's 14 years older than I am.
It's beautiful.
But it sounds sweet.
Remember when you cleaned it up and I gave you that CLP oil?
It's dirty again.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
Put that CLP oil on there and make it shine, man. I tell you what.
You know, that is one instrument I have never played. I've never played. I played a dobro. You know,
Oh yeah,
of course.
yeah.
You know, but I've never played the actual legit.
I'm for the most part self-taught. I took a couple of lessons. The rest of it was I bought a book. Now I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not a hard instrument to play because it very much is.
Yeah.
And about the time I was getting ready to just be like, man, I can't do this. I'm about to sell it. Is about the time it started clicking. I'm like, okay, now it's time to go make some money with it.
Yeah, that's
And that's
a
what I
money
did.
maker instrument, isn't it?
Yeah.
You probably made the most money playing steel.
I've made a small fortune playing steel.
How hard is it to lug that thing around? Is it got casters on it at the bottom?
It does have casters. Now I've got a flight case. You know, that would be I guess like more of your Nashville professionals would use that.
Yeah.
It's about 90 pounds in the case, so but there again, it does have wheels, so
It's a bit better.
it's not the worst thing I've ever had.
See, we eat our beans, get big and strong so we can help them out with that.
Matter of fact, my PV Nashville amp, which is essentially made for steel, it weighs just about as much as the
I was going to say that's about the same as about a 412.
Yeah.
I love the sound of it.
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah,
15-inch Black Widow in it. The Magnus. Oh, it's like early 90s too. So this is like, you know, older equipment. So yeah, it's got some heavy shit there.
It's awesome, though.
It is.
Well,
And just so y'all know, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
well, I'm rocking a Line 6 Flex Tone 3
Nice.
with the Celestrins in it, and I'm using the Meso Boogie triple rectifier as the modeling amp, of course. And I actually had to get a compression pedal, like a noise suppressor, because I was getting tons of feedback. You know, because I'm adjusting the sound.
It's a hot signal.
I used it in my last band, but because I'm adjusting to their sound, I started getting more feedback somehow. But with that Boss, I keep on saying it's a Boss suppressor pedal, white, and it works out great. And I've got a sonic stomp for my leads. Little red thing just brings out them leads real bright. And I've got a Boss Blues driver, and it's really nice too. I got a volume pedal. And as far as guitars go, I've got a Johnson electric guitar. Yeah, it's a Johnson electric guitar. I think it's called the Cavalier or something like that. It's red
That
and
was
gold.
my first car.
Yeah, the Cavalier. It's
That's
something
a
like
badass
that.
car. That
And I
thing
found it
goes
in a
Yeah.
pawn shop, and I fell in love with it. I mean, that's probably like maybe I've got tons of guitars. But for this band, and I've got my Jackson 7-string, and I've got a real deal Floyd Rose whammy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dinky?
Yeah.
Your Jackson's a dinky?
No, I'm really not sure. I know it's a 7-string. You know,
Is it a
it's
Kelly?
Floyd Rose. No, I do have a Kelly. And
Oh, you got a Killer Kelly?
I've got a Kelly.
Nice.
But I've got a Kelly with the Dimebucker in the back.
Yep.
And oh god, what's the one in the front? There's I can't even remember what the front one was, but it sounds good too. It's one where a lot of people were putting the Dimebucker and the other one that Dimebag Darrell was using at the time.
Yep.
But with the 7-string, I've actually got a for the back bridge, it is an Invader. The Invader bridge. It's really awesome.
You said you had a Johnson electric.
Yes, stock.
I've seen plenty of Johnson acoustic. I've got a Johnson acoustic in my car right now.
Great guitars.
Yeah, I've never seen a Johnson
This
electric.
is the Calvary or something that came out back in like 2004 or whatnot.
Yeah.
I actually had to look it up in an old Guitar World book. You remember Guitar World?
Yeah.
And I was like, I've seen this guitar before. Let me look it up. I was like, oh, here it is, back in like 2000s. It's like, you know, and I do love me a good whammy bar on that thing. You know, Floyd Rose. I know they can be a bitch to work on, but, you know, I got a lot of time, patience, and loyalty, and
Every one of my I sold them because of it.
You should have sold it. We didn't know each other at the time. And I've got a Epiphone Les Paul as a backup guitar on VMGs, the 51 and the 55.
Oh,
Yeah.
Active?
Yeah.
Nice.
Zach Wild.
Yes.
You know, but before Zach Wild did his signature,
right,
they were basically those same things before Zach Wild said, hey, let me put my name on it. You know, and I've got the gold trim on it, and I have it as a backup guitar. So I always have backups, carry extra mags, ammo, and a strap.
Yep.
You know, so
you mentioned having to restring your Floyd Rose. I've got I've got Ibanez S series, and I'm thinking about taking it to Guitar Center.
Yeah, it can be hell, but if you know what you're doing, you know, God bless him. Give a shout out to my dad. My dad, Mark, is an incredible gearhead. He can do so much, and he helps me out a lot. And you know, father and son thing and all that, but he's helped me out a lot with that. So.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We got a question out in the chat. Samantha asks, "What hobbies do you guys have outside of the band?"
Hobbies.
What else you do?
Huh.
Well,
I work.
Man, you mean to tell me the shit to do outside of work?
I know,
I
right?
have quite a few hobbies.
Actually, I go to the beach every chance I get. The beach or the mountains. Yeah. My wife and I like to rent cabins up there, and we lived in Panama City for 12 years before we moved up here, and this band got started. So my kids growed up there. One of them was born in Panama City. So the beach and mountains for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, I enjoy my time at the river myself. The beach is all right. I ain't got a problem with the beach. It ain't necessarily the first place I go. I like theme parks. I really do. Roller coasters, man.
You do that
Something about them.
Yeah,
Something about them, man.
He's always at Disney World, like every other weekend.
That's good to have that with your kids,
I want to go to Cedar Park. I know I'm trying to. Oh man, my 5-year-old, he is ready. He's like, we got to pull him back. Like, oh, you're not tall enough, man.
Another lanyard makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I play a little bit of video games, not much, but I guess that could be a hobby. It has its moments.
Yeah, it's like I game a little bit, but that's like one of the last things.
Yeah,
like right before I start getting bored, it's like, all right,
that's usually what I do to end my day is to just
you ain't
sit
got
back
nothing
and
else to do. And
play something till I start nodding off and I roll over.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to do it a lot more as a teenager, though. You know.
Yeah, more and more. Yeah, I did like, man. The first Call of Duty came out when I was still in high school. Like, man, do you want to talk?
It was
way too much time.
I don't really have any.
No, games.
What's your hobby?
Definitely games.
Me and him are over here brainstorming. I literally work.
400 different instruments.
Yeah.
I literally
right?
work and play music. That's really about
Amen,
it.
brother.
Now, I did get a PS4 for Christmas, but I haven't been playing it a lot lately. I know. We all went to the mountains back in August, but
Is that a story we want to tell?
we do not want to tell the story. But
Let's hear it.
I love the mountains, especially up in North Carolina.
Oh, my God.
outside of that, music. I mean, I consider music work also, but it's also my hobby. Like, it's literally, I have a day job and then music. I mean, that's about it for me. Dedicated.
Well, I got quite a few hobbies.
So here we
I
go.
love watching wrestling. I
love
watch wrestling.
wrestling.
We love
I
wrestling.
do love wrestling.
Oh, yeah, wrestling. Yeah, man. It's coming back. It's better than it's ever been.
UFC.
I saw
me too.
AEW down in Orlando, and I thought it was awesome.
And football, I like football. I didn't think about that because it's out of season.
It's okay. I'm not really into it that much. I like the cheerleaders.
Like hockey.
Cheerleaders. But yeah, I love to shoot guns. I love guns. I'm a connoisseur of firearms. I mean, anything from shotguns, the 1911s, the Glocks. I even recently bought 2 44 Magnums. Got the Super Red Hawk, and then I got the Super Black Hawk, and I got to wear gloves to shoot them things. But I tell you what, yeah, I work a lot.
Things and blow a man's head.
Oh man, I tell you what, boy. So, but yeah, I tinker
That's
a lot
an
in that. I'm
expensive
actually
hobby.
working on a long slide for one of my 1911s and making an upper, and that's how I roll, man. I tinker with that, and let's see, I love to sleep. Oh my God, sleep is so good.
So the first time John comes over, right, to practice, when I called him up and we played sillies and all, and the first day he come over there, he's like, man, you like guns? I'm like, yeah, man, of course I do. He's like, yeah, man, I'll show you mine. So we go out to his car, man, and he opens up the door, and he pulls out this damn dirty hairy sucker and goes, you like my gun?
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah. He said, well, guess what? And he reaches in there and pulls out another one. I got one for each hand.
I actually remember what I showed you was a 1911 chambered in .38 Super.
Yeah.
And it's got the gold grips, like, Mexican, old type deal. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican, but it's got that Latin heat to it. And I pulled out a Glock 30 that's in subcompact in 45 ACP.
I feel really safe around this.
I got your back, man.
I'm like, how many bullets does that hold? It doesn't matter. And he opens a little console between the seats, and it's full of bullets. And I'm like, okay.
I love guns. I just think they're wonderful, but I'm very safe around them. I know I'm very responsible around them, and I try to teach people not to be afraid of them, and teach people to say, hey, you can operate these things safely and soundly. But yeah, man, it's just incredible.
But most people who are into guns on your level are the ones you want to be around. Ones with guns in there. It's the ones that fucking, I have a pistol in my closet that, I bought one day because I think, what happens if, and I haven't shot it in 4 years. You want to see it?
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker that's going to shoot you.
If you can't take it apart, then you don't know nothing about it.
I'm kind of that guy, but I can also take mine apart too.
Yeah.
So there is that. I'm educated on it.
Yeah.
I unfortunately I didn't really grow up around guns, not for any reason at all. Just didn't really have them around very much. A friend of mine called me up and she said, "Hey, I've got this gun in my closet that belonged to my ex-husband. Will you come unload it for me?" I was like,
Oh,
"Uh-oh."
God. Been there.
No thanks.
So because I didn't grow up around guns, I didn't fucking know how to unload it.
Yeah.
So I had to call this guy right here. So,
I was gonna say, honestly,
Amen,
in that case, that's the best thing you can do. Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
And then after he was walking me through it, I also went and looked at YouTube videos. I'm like, okay, this is super fucking simple.
It is.
I've learned a lot from YouTube. Amen to YouTube.
Oh my God. Yeah, I work in IT, man, and one of my biggest questions to myself is, what in the fuck did the IT guy do before Google?
Yep.
Man, I could not do my job if I did not have Google.
Yeah.
You really had to know. You
They
really
had
had to know
books back in the
computers.
day, man.
And you guys have to have a degree to do what y'all do.
Yeah.
That's why we hate y'all.
Hey, man, when it all comes down to it, a lot of them old books come in handy.
Yes.
You know?
Well, see, that's the thing with computers and old books are outdated.
But I was going to say, my point is he's got a degree, but he still relies on Google to do his job.
Yeah.
Then again,
I could do that.
The IT industry is constantly moving.
Yeah,
and changing.
it's a never. I mean, you're always reading about something that changed or. Like, oh man, Windows 11, that's going to be a fun one to go through. I always love going through a new Windows.
Yep. I hear they're pushing it.
Not as hard as they. I think they learned a lot with Windows 10. With the, it was kind of disastrous between 7 and 10, and I don't think they're going to push it enterprise level right as fast. But yeah, consumer wise, yeah, and I mean, from what I can tell, they tried to go more Mac with it. I haven't had to deal with it much yet.
I thought it was better than Windows 98, though.
95.
MS-DOS.
Yeah.
Me and my 9 floppies for a program.
Oh my god! Yeah, remember back in the day when everything was
on.
dangerous, like in the cartoons, like this information is on this floppy disk here.
Hey, that's actually
Yeah, man.
the older stuff to me is harder to work on.
Wow.
Definitely.
I believe it.
They've done a lot with computer troubleshooting itself. It's awesome.
So kind of bringing it back in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Favorite performances. You guys talked about some stories and everything. Do you have any performances that kind of stick out in your head for any reason?
Mm-hmm.
There was this one time, it was one of the best experiences to me. One of the first, or it was definitely one of the first experiences. We had a lot of our fans there in Sylvia's, and man, they started calling out our songs. They wanted like our original songs, like, "Oh, we want to hear this."
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah, that was great.
You know that song? I'll play it for you, man.
I know, right?
And then Harlow's is every time I go to Harlow's, it's a blast.
Yeah, that was great too.
That's a venue where their locals are there for the music. They're not there to
This is in
drink.
Pelham?
No, this is in Ozark, Alabama.
Oh, okay, Ozark.
But man, they got a killer local crowd that's there for the music. And that's
packed.
That's the best thing
Packed
about
in
it
there.
too.
It totally shocked me too, man. I was like, man, this room of country folk, man, they're not gonna like it.
Yeah, that's the impression when we went in there to set up, man, it was like completely dead, right?
The space in the
town was
building is in the
dead.
back.
Just everything's dead, like you're in some little old blink your eye town, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're all going back to the motel. And we're like, man, I hope there's at least 3 or 4 people there. So we went back to the motel, and it's time for us to go back and get on stage, right? 9 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we pull up like 10 minutes before 9, and we're looking, and we're like, oh my God. And dude, this place is packed. And we're like, oh my God, dude, what the hell?
And come to find out, I mean, that's the same crowd every week. Doesn't matter who's playing.
Yeah.
They just love the venue and going and listening to live music, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to me. I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's
that
like
was awesome.
The space in the building's at the back of the building because everybody's up front watching the band.
It's really a long building. It was cool, man, because the stage is way at this end, right? And the building, instead of going really wide, it's more narrow, but it's real long. So it was like all the sound was like cannon shooting out. You know what I mean? We got to play with L'Astronaut that night. L'Astronaut, and I forgot the other bands that we played with.
What's the name?
L'Astronaut.
That sounds cool. L'Astronaut?
Yeah.
Young Soul Refuge?
Yeah.
Something like
that. They were pretty
Sorry.
good, man.
I have to say, personally, well, my favorite gigs with this band were the Harlow's gigs.
Yeah.
Ozark had a phenomenal sound system. I didn't have to take my stuff, and their stuff was actually good shit. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, and that nice, that 810 Ampeg bass amp.
Yeah.
Got one in my living room.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah?
I bet it stays in your living room a lot. No.
Trial by Stone came through last week, and we were talking about 163 pounds at some bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
But I run through a SVT Pro 2 head.
Okay.
It was 90 pounds.
Yeah.
So it was always lugging my shit. That's how the joke came about. What do you throw a drowning bass player?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I had a little Trace Elliott head one time on that GK hat I had, man, it was a joker would literally, it was so light it would vibrate around on the damn head, on the cab. So you had to get little Velcro strips to have that little bitty thing.
We did have a good time at Sylvia's. We had a personal friend of ours, one that I grew up with. His name's Tim Lindsay.
Yeah.
Him and his wife were on a trike motorcycle coming back from the beach, and they hit a 500-pound black bear. And they flipped that trike and they killed the bear.
The news.
It made WCTV Channel 6 news. They actually come up in our studio because we had put on a benefit for them because they were personal friends.
Yeah.
So we got the news channel involved with that too. And we gathered up a bunch of musicians, man. We had like 10 different performances that Saturday, right? And barbecue outside.
Yeah,
we sold food, but
it's
we
all-
raised
all
over
day
$5,000 on one
That
Saturday.
is awesome.
Yeah,
That everybody showed up and showed out for that. I mean, we put out these tickets to, and it's like the story sold the tickets more than it's a band, we're trying to do a fundraiser. We're give the story to it. I was like, can I take 5? I mean, I'm not going to show up to get them, but I'll still take 5,
Yeah.
But we had a lot of food left over too. I can't remember where they wound up donating that to, but
That was
over
a
$5,000.
great
That was amazing for
I'll
just
give
a
it to
small,
these guys, man. We've played a lot of
venue.
charity, free stuff. I know a lot of metal bands have done it. We've all done it, Sometimes it's because you want to go play, and sometimes your heart's in the right spot.
That's right.
And I believe most of the time ours is. But Stacy and Russell, I know John's pretty new, but man, we have played plenty of free ones at charities and benefits. But you know what? Every one of them meant something, man. It was for something special. So let's do it.
For me, being the professional, I mean, naturally, I try to make money at it. But, I remember posting something on Facebook recently about, my rent isn't 800 exposures a month. but when it's for something like that, it's well worth it.
I honestly haven't gotten that line in a while. It's good for the exposure, man.
I've shot guns so many times, I guess I quit trying.
So, I guess kind of wrapping it up. What do you guys have going on? Any new music coming out? Any shows? Barbecue.
Barbecue.
Here we go.
What got going on?
We got the barbecue, and then the Saturday after that, we got a memorial jam. It's something they get together at the place we told you about, Sylvia's earlier, over in Pelham. And it's remembering musicians from our area that have passed away. So each one of them, man, is just remembering people who's no longer with us. So it's an all-day event, man, and plenty of bands and musicians up there. And we usually close that show out. This will be our second time now, so I think we've taken that close-it-out spot. So we'll be there. And I believe we'll be back at the Warrior in April and some other things. And as far as music, we've got a couple of new ones we're bringing to Tallahassee.
Yes.
We're trying to focus a lot on, we've got a new member. We're definitely trying to focus on staying in there, practicing, getting tight again, getting back to the whole, being able to go out and play a whole night, takes a minute to get back to that spot, especially if you're trying to do mostly originals, it's just work. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Show wise, more to be told.
We'll be ready at the barbecue, believe that.
Oh yeah,
we've been jamming the hell out at the band room. So John is a welcome addition, man, and he's got a great work ethic, and as you see, a great personality.
Definitely.
He's fun. He's fun, man.
That's because where would my personality be without the people in my life?
Right.
Right into your environment completely.
His charisma
guys
sold
right
me
there.
more than his musicianship.
Oh yeah,
Not that you're not a great player, but
I never. That's one thing about music. I never toot my own horn. Where I just I just know what I know, and I just go from there. So.
I tell you, man, I've gotten that so many times too, because I have never gone on social media in my life, dude, and put anything about vocals, right? So a lot of the guys, even at my job, would be like, "Oh, you're a guitar dude." Everybody knows me because of the guitar, right? Then they'll come to the show, and I'm also the singer.
Yep.
And they're like, "What? You sing too?" Man, I never go out there and toot that. Surprise!
Surprise!
And once I get more confident in the songs, I'll be doing backup vocals as well.
Yeah, we definitely
Get that going.
Get some harmonies going.
Get some
Yeah,
harmonies
oh, yeah.
going, and that's how we rock.
that's my favorite part about
Yeah.
backup vocals is oohing and ahhing.
Yep, sounding pretty
I like
good too,
doing
man.
harmonies.
Yeah.
Just harmonizing.
Yeah, I was never much of a lead vocalist myself, but backup.
Backup vocals.
Yeah, backup vocals.
Amen,
Just
brother.
fine. Yep.
I think we're the type of band too, and I'm sure most bands are the same way. We want to do whatever's best for the band.
Absolutely.
Whatever
Yeah.
projection comes out that makes it sound good, whether he's leading it or I'm leading it, whichever one of us makes that song sound the best,
That's awesome.
there you go.
That's awesome.
There doesn't have to be a just one person only just does it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's selfish, man, and it's really we
It
just don't
hinders
roll
you-
that
It
way.
hinders you a lot
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
in writing.
The only reason, like John was saying, he's new to the band, so he's still really into the guitar parts right now, and the rhythms and the changes and the stops and the pauses, you know.
Mhm.
And so when he's really comfortable with guitar, see, that'll be another vocalist. And this one right here,
Mhm.
Stacy, he's a great singer. We've got a great harmony, especially in
Phil Collins.
Alice.
We still have to find the right.
I bought him one of those.
Find the right one.
Got destroyed.
I recently earned a real microphone.
Yeah.
He recently bought me a real one that I can just like kind of hang up here. You know?
Word up.
It'll be the first time we've ever had 4 vocalists in this
Yeah.
band. This is going to be nice. So,
Play
Yeah,
some
some of them
Kansas
make
or
it fit,
something.
make
it
you
work.
know?
I'm stoked to see you guys at the barbecue. Before we head out, should we hit up a couple more chats?
Yeah, let's do a few more times.
Yeah,
all right.
I've seen some requests.
Look at them.
Okay.
First of all, Tammy says,
Man, thank you for all the support,
she's
guys.
all about the bags. That's right. Going back to the main.
Oh, yeah, the
Basically,
band bag,
Chuck
yeah.
is big.
I also carry myself a Merce. I carry one daily.
Amen.
Immerse.
Tell Stacy to chug his beer. Come on, now you have to.
Oh, I've already beat you to it.
Drink,
Chuck it, Stacy.
I'll see you tomorrow, Derek. I might be late for work, but
All right, we got. I think this is about your steel there. God,
Yeah.
that thing is heavy.
We just lugged it last night.
we did.
And again, Stacy again. Can Stacy give a shout out?
Hi, Jeff Likings.
I would like to give a shout out to
Yeah,
everyone that works in
I've known Jeff for
Hobbies.
a while.
Yes,
he's
I
a hell of
work
a
with a
band. I'm
fantastic
a-
It's
crew.
fucking crazy.
I used to run around when he was in band with Robert Watson and Matt Burnett. And,
Damn.
Oh, man.
Jeff like
Daniel Sargent was there at one point.
And Jade on the way out says chug, chug, chug.
All right. Well,
Cool.
Yeah,
that
thank
wraps
you
it up.
guys. Holy shit,
This
thank
is
you.
RomeXxis. We didn't have any music to play. I don't know where the fuck the cameras are anymore.
We're right there up on that
try
thing.
to look at the cameras. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyhow, this is RomeXxis. RomeXxis. You can find them on Spotify. They will be at the barbecue, Tallahassee, Florida, at Warrior on the River on what's the date?
12th.
312.
On the 12th.
2 weeks from Saturday.
Yep.
That's right.
We counting them down.
Oh, me too, dude. I'm so fucking stoked. I've been to every one of them up to this point, and I was like, this one is going to be fucking heavy.
Yeah, man.
I
Y'all come
have
on
a
out here.
lineup by everybody from you guys there to a core reunion to Trial by Stone being on the
Oh,
bill.
yeah.
Dude, it's going to be insane.
Man, I'm
Fighting
telling you,
Giants.
Fighting
Yeah.
Giants.
I always
Oh,
love
yeah.
watching
Carrie
Fighting
and
Giants.
Tragic will be there.
Tragic, yep.
Yeah,
Shout out to all the
Dusty
bands.
Grab.
Stacy
Can't
will
wait
be
to
there.
see y'all. Can't wait
I
to
will.
meet you. We're going to have a good time.
Falls Chase. Is Retrograde?
Yeah.
Retrograde, yeah. Oh, man, there's some talented young guys, man.
Yeah. Same
Oh,
with
yeah.
Falls Chase, too. That's a,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
a
Landon.
future of this music coming up, man.
Yep.
It's crazy.
We
Well,
had a
guys-
show with Falls Chase there.
Yeah, have the Warrior.
Thanks for coming on. We really do appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all.
All right,
Thank y'all.
hitting that button. See y'all later. Which one is it? This one?
Peace.
No. It's this one.